How we doing all? Right, so here you've probably seen in my previous videos when I come to do my rinse down. I've had a few comments, people asking what am I using, what is it, how come the fan jet's so wide and powerful. Well, all this is a inch and a quarter fitting. You can have the female or male, but because my application on my hoses has the male, I always have the female on this, or my lances, or my surface cleaners. The nozzle itself is a 65-degree nozzle, which is a chemical nozzle. You can pick these up from FlowJet, AC pressure washers, any pressure washers place really. You can get these from. This is zinc coated. You can get the stainless steel, which are a lot more expensive. But what you're going to need is you're going to need the reducer, which you will need to have a 3/8 inch male, so it can go into your fitting, and then the inch and a quarter female fitting for your nozzle application. And yeah, you just literally PTFE tape round, spray it up, and off you go. But these have worked very well for me. I've not had any issues with it. They supply a lot of power. With me, I only find that if I run just over half, about 200 bar, it's very good. You can bump up the power by putting it up, but again, it's what your preference. You can move a lot of gear with this, especially when you come to do block paving, how dirty it gets, moving the sand down to the end, and then as I do, I suck it up with a gutter vac. I never put down the drain. So this is a lot easier. But what I have on mine though, you can put this straight onto your hose and hold the hose and spray away. But on mine, I have a 3/8 inch ball valve turn. So similar to what you have on your pressure washer, where you have the preload valve. So I have one of them on the end of my hose that's obviously in the van. I will put a picture up of that showing that. So I'll do that now. So as you can see, this is my valve that I have. So at the minute it's on off. If I want it on, you pull it down and it will go turn the water on. Mine's on a quick release setup because I've got the female set up on here, then the quick release here, attaches into like a preload valve, then a male section here, going into a female, then going into a reducer, then with the 65-degree chemical nozzle. So yeah, this is how I have it. And then when you're turning it and you're rinsing down, you just kind of grab it, rinse away, and that's how I have mine. So yeah, let me put you back onto the other side, back into the garage, and we'll speak soon. So with me having that valve, one is I can pull the valve to turn the water supply off going through the nozzle, which makes it a lot better. It saves you going up to the pressure washer and turning it all off to change nozzles, blah blah, if you haven't got a quick release fitting. I personally don't have the new quick release fitting because I find this setup, or the male setup if you was going to have it on this, is a quick release as well. So it's not, you know, beneficial for me to have it because this works for me for my setup. You may have similar, you may have the male, but you have the females on your hoses. Again, just switch this off and put the male on, and then you know, you just order to what your application is and what you need. But yeah, this zinc coated, it's worked very well for me. Definitely not had a problem, as you can see. You know, I've had this for about a year now. So, you know, you can have the, like I said, the male fitting, and then you can see the 65-degree chemical nozzle in the end, and this is the adapter you're going to need. So you're going to need the adapter to go into a 3/8 inch fitting to a chemical nozzle fitting. So this will be male going into here, or you can go female, but male will be a lot better. But then with your fitting, if you've got the male end, you're going to have to make sure you have the female section onto it, and then you just screw that in, and then you have it reducing down to your chemical nozzle, and that's literally all you have. I did have the lance set up, which you could probably use the lance and pull it the 65-degree nozzle in. I haven't tried it. I find this is a lot better with me holding it in my hand as so, and just spraying all the muck away, rinsing down, and it works fairly well. You know, quick release off, put my nozzle back on, whatever, you know, it works really good. Really good, I should say, sorry. So this is it. If you have any questions, again, let me know. I will try and put some links in the video, but these reducer fittings are quite difficult to get hold of, so I will obviously have a search, put a link in, but for this full setup you're probably looking at about £30 to make it yourself, but I personally think it's well worth the money. It's a small thing to have, it's not big, it's not bulky. Mine just clips into a van because I have little clips that clips in like that, and it just stays there, and when I need it, unclip it, attach it on, quite easy. Pressure washer still running because I have the valve for it. It works for what I need. So yeah, it's just customizing for your needs of what you want. But what I'll do is I'll quickly show you the female section. I have spare hose here, so 2 minutes. So as I was saying, if you have the female, this one's just a spare hose that I have just to extend what I've got in the van. So if you have a spare, if you have this type of fitting, then obviously you'd have that on the end of this, and this, my application has all the male fittings on, like on my hose, and then everything else, the attachments has the female. And for me, it's a bit rusty. For me, it just fits on like that, and I have the valve, so I can spray by holding the hose like this, as well as the valve, the preload valve. But again, you're going to have to buy the fittings for the preload valve for your application. So if you have got the male on your say your hoses, what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to get one of these to go on here from the valve, and then from the valve, if you come off onto a male again, you're going to have to do the same again. So for me, I've got 2 of these, so it works for what I need. But for you, it'd be the opposite way around, where you would already have the male on, so you would need the females. So just customize it to your needs. It is what it is. It works. So if you have any questions, like I said, please let me know. I will do my best to try and find a link for this reducer. Again, I did say it's a 3/8 inch, 2" quarter fitting for the chemical nozzle side. So that's really it. It's what you're looking at. Again, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and brother, it's caught in the crossfire. It's caught in the crossfire.